Well, since the Super Bowl just happened and it happens to be a really nice day out at 12 degrees, which, considering it's been -7, -10 recently, I'm going to go and play a little football with myself for just a little bit. Alright, well, that was actually really cold. Well, after that stupidity, let's get into the bulk of the video, which is going to be where we live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And that is the Lower East Side. It's a vibrant neighborhood. There's tons of attractions around, tons of restaurants, lots of people, and lots of things just always going on. Right now, I am downtown though. I went to the gym. That's where our gym is, Gold's Gym. And it's a really nice gym. It's big, spacious, has 5 floors. We usually either walk or take a streetcar, the Hop, to the gym in the morning. And it's like a 20-minute walk or so. Not bad, unless it's really cold like today, unfortunately. But the Hop is really nice because it's heated and takes off most of the walking. It's really easy to get downtown for whatever's going on down there. If you want to go shopping, maybe you have work, some business, the gym. Besides easily getting to the downtown area, from the Lower East Side, we're able to get to a lot of the other neighborhoods that are in Milwaukee that offer a lot, like River West and the 3rd Ward, to name a few. There's others too. Each of the neighborhoods are a little different and they offer different things. Like the 3rd Ward is definitely more upscale. It's right on the Milwaukee River. There's a bunch of nice restaurants over there, the public market. River West has a lot of hidden gems, such as restaurants that are in neighborhoods. The Lower East Side is kind of in the middle of all of those neighborhoods. When it's warm out, it's really nice to go by the water. And in Milwaukee, where we live, there's 2 bodies of water that are pretty close to us that offer a lot. One being the aforementioned Milwaukee River, and that has a beautiful river walk, and you can kayak on it. You can go take a boat on it if you want. There's restaurants along the river. There's a lot to do and a lot to see, and it goes through downtown. It goes by the Pfizer Forum. It goes by a lot of landmarks. The other big one is Lake Michigan, which is really big, as it's in Chicago, Michigan, all of the east side of Wisconsin. Lake Michigan is probably about a 15-minute walk for us, and there's parks along the lake. There's beaches like Bradford Beach. There's the McKinley Marina where there's a bunch of boats docked, and you can probably go sailing and boating if you want. You can probably go fishing too. I'm not really into fishing, so I don't know too much about that. One of our favorite places to walk by around Lake Michigan is Veterans Park, which we did all the time in the summer and spring and fall when it was nice enough out. And it offers great views of downtown, the art museum, the lake. It has a ton of open green space, trees. There's just a bunch of activities too to do around there. The Lower East Side is also really close to a ton of restaurants and grocery stores. There's both chain restaurants and really good local places, so you definitely have a pick of what you want to eat whenever you want to eat. The grocery stores in the Lower East Side, we go to Metro Market and Pick and Save a lot for some just smaller things that we need. If we just need like a couple things like an avocado or tomato or something like that. But if we need, where we do our full-on grocery shopping is Aldi, which we actually have to drive to. Pick and Save in Metro we just walk to. It's really close to us. Aldi though is like a 10-minute drive, so not far at all. Really good prices. There's also a Whole Foods that's probably like a 5-minute drive, which we get some things at sometimes. Unfortunately, a Trader Joe's, which we both like Trader Joe's, Michelle and I, that's more like 15 to 20 minutes away, so not exactly super accessible. but still like fairly close, I guess. We also go to Costco about once a month or once every 2 months. That unfortunately though is more like a half-hour drive, so definitely not close, and it definitely takes a lot of time out of the day to go to Costco shopping, so that's why we don't do it too frequently. If you also want typical Wisconsin food, you can definitely find that in a lot of grocery stores or little stores. Like there's a Cheese Mart downtown, which is in walking distance, probably like a 20 to 30 minute walk though. But before COVID, they had a bunch of cheese samples. So hopefully they go back to that. The cheese there is really good. I mean, it's from Wisconsin, so can't go wrong with Wisconsin cheese, obviously. Another thing that's really Wisconsin is beer and alcohol in general. And there are tons of bars in Milwaukee. And in the Lower East Side where we are, we can get to a lot of the big name streets like Brady Street, Water Street, 3rd Street North, where there's a ton of bars on each of those really easily. So it makes going, if we want to go get a drink or go out, makes it really easy. There's also lots of neighborhood bars, just like one bar in a side street or something like that, which those are really cool and more like hidden gems, kind of like the restaurants too. There's some restaurants like that. One that comes off the top of my head is Cafe Corazon in River West, is in a neighborhood. This park behind me, we would come and play basketball here when it was warm out, probably like once a week or so. Just come to shoot hoops, and it was really fun, really relaxing. Some of the big events that happen in Milwaukee, like Summerfest, State Fair, Brewers games, Bucks games, things like that are all accessible to us as well. I do miss going to sporting events, and Milwaukee, you know, they have good ones. In the Lower East Side, the safety is very good. There's not a ton of crime that happens. I mean, it's a city, so you're gonna get some things that happen every once in a while. Most streets are lit, and there's a lot of people that are outside most of the time. Not in the winter as much, but in the summer there's definitely a lot of people out, especially during the day, but even at night too. Overall, it's pretty safe. Parking can be tricky, possibly, depending on where you are, but there's a lot of street parking available, which is what we do, and we never have any problems where we're located in the Lower East Side. But there's some other parts of the Lower East Side that are definitely harder. Paying for a parking lot is not super cheap either. It's probably like minimum $75 per month, but you're looking at higher if you want underground or covered. The nice thing is though in the Lower East Side is a lot of the street parking is not metered. It's just either time limits of like 2 hours, or there's no time limits in a lot of areas either. It's not like downtown or the Third Ward where pretty much every spot is a metered spot, so you have to pay for it. For noise, there's definitely some noise, especially if you live near a busier street, but it's definitely not as loud as downtown or as in a bigger city. So there's definitely, you can find quieter areas if you want somewhere quieter. All right, well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. It's kind of a brief overview of where we live in the Lower East Side. We really enjoy the Lower East Side because it's so close to downtown and a bunch of neighborhoods. We really like the city lifestyle, all the people, being so close to the lake, just all of the attractions and restaurants and bars, and everything that you can do here.